Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Expectations exceeding reality. It's the Audience of One show on Conroe's 106.1 and 104.5 FM, streaming on irlonestar.com and available wherever you tend to get your podcasts from. On today's show, we discuss odd first date activities, when AI can affect your preferences, and the biggest hat in Texas. I am Andrew, maestro of the run sheet, next to the man who was once hit by a bucket truck. It's Dick. I eat before surgery. Schisler. What's up, buddy? Getting that big meal before an operation. Doctors love you, surgeons.
Well, it's one of those things where you talk to the doctor, you go, oh, I thought you said to do this.
Right.
Eat as much food as possible.
Fine print. Well, it happened, Dick. It finally happened, and I believe that you are partially, or at least deserve some, of the credit here.
Yeah, of course.
Did you hear that farm to table has now made it to Webster's dictionary?
Yes. Is it what I think it is, or is it?
Well, it's probably not your exact definition, or at least the way you use the term.
Yeah. I
They
like
call
my
it
term.
involving or advocating the direct sale and distribution of food from its point of origin to customers. So, slightly different.
Farm to table loving.
I love this, though. It's funny because we do this periodically about words that have been added to the Cambridge Dictionary, and then Webster does their own. But I swear, farm to table seems like it should have already been there. And again, not a word. It's a phrase.
Yeah.
They added dumb phone, dad bod, beast mode. Seems like they're a little behind the times at Merriam.
Yeah.
But I digress. So, did you hear? No, go ahead.
Well,
What?
you think that's? I think we talked about that. Like, there's one poor soul. That's his job, and they're kind of like, "Hey, where you been? Oh, I've been in the Cayman Islands. Well, we need some words to add. Dad bod. Perfect.
Well, I think they're adding thousands of words too. So I don't know that Merriam-Webster does it as often. So maybe that's why
Probably
there's
AI.
You think this is an AI article? Or?
No, I'm saying I bet the auto add words is an AI program.
Oh, possibly. But you would assume it'd be a little more up to date than dad bod.
Well, it's probably just like what's the most used words that are not in our dictionary right now.
And they could run that through a program pretty easily, I would imagine.
So dad bod is up there.
You're pretty familiar with dad bod, huh?
Well, you said it. So farm to table. That's Audience of One. They've been talking about it. And no, if anything, we need to go on Urban Dictionary and change farm to table.
I wonder how often they're adding things.
I think it's user submitted.
Oh, it's kind of like Wikipedia.
Yeah, you just add your own. I guess we should do it.
A contributor, yeah.
And Audience of One will be the contributor.
That's actually a really good idea.
I know, man. Got to promote that nasty stuff.
Did you hear about the Saudi-backed comedy tour? You know that the Saudis are backing all kinds of things now, from PGA golf to Formula One to soccer. They've been doing those things, those Euro sports, for years now. Well, apparently they're trying to now fund a comedy tour with a bunch of American comics getting paid large amounts of money to go overseas and perform. So you did hear about this, right? And of course, it's pretty controversial because the Saudis don't have a real good track record with human rights and such. And so if you're taking the money, you're seen as selling out.
Yeah.
So,
didn't they do 9/11?
I believe they are partially to blame for 9/11.
Yeah.
And I believe Pete Davidson, whose father was tragically killed in 9/11, is going over there and accepted the cash, which is kind of ironic.
Well, it's funny to me in any job. If somebody, I wonder if there's other positions besides comedy that you get this kind of opportunity. Because if you think about Pete Davidson and them, they're probably getting paid 10 times more than what they usually get paid.
Correct.
And what's great about it is you don't have to do great. Because they probably have all these rules of what you can do jokes of. So now you're your expectation is already set really low because you're like, hey, I can use the excuse. They wouldn't let me say certain things, and those are my
Just make sure you get paid first. And then you can go over there and bomb, and it really doesn't
Well, that's
matter,
what I'm
I
saying.
guess.
Like,
Although I'd be a little scared to bomb. Maybe you wouldn't make it back out of that country.
I wonder what other jobs are like that. Like, all of a sudden, you're like, oh, hey, this is.
Well, that was kind of my point. If they offered the audience of one show, let's just say 7 figures to go over there and do a couple of episodes, you turning that down? I think the answer is no. I'd like to say yes.
I would say.
But man, I don't know. It's a lot of cash.
I turn it down.
It's a lot of Skrilla.
I don't have time to do that. Can we do it remote?
Can we just Zoom?
Can we zoom it in? No, actually, when I asked that question about like what jobs, I remember this one time I was talking to. I used to work in the IT field, and we would do networking. And it's so cool to meet real crazy nerds. Because
as opposed to just regular nerds.
Well, because like when people say like, "Oh, I'm in IT," that could be
anything. Sure.
And so when I would go to these networking things, because that was just part of my job, is to hire new techs, and I had to see how good they were.
Right. IT is a spectrum.
Yes.
Yes. Much like autism.
And I met this guy, really cool guy, super smart. And I looked at his resume, and we were chatting. And then afterwards, we just started hanging out because he lives in Houston. So we just would hang out.
A kindred spirit, they call that.
But what was wild was he would get these calls for major architectural firms, and then on top of that for financial firms. And what he would do, they would fly him out, and his base salaries, like for a problem, like they have a huge issue at the server farm or whatever. They'd be like, "Hey, we need you to come out and fix this issue," and his base thing without costs of travel and everything was like $400,000.
Oh my God! What kind of specialized work is this guy doing?
That's what I'm saying. And
I believe he is the one who's probably in charge of hacking things, if I had to guess.
Well,
right? There's got to be some very lucrative reasons to pay this guy.
And he was
to fly all over the place.
I go, how often does that happen? He's like, like every 3 or 4 years, because I have this specialty in XYZ, and it only happens by chance. And so, and I go, well, what? Like he goes, yeah, I'm actually going to New York to do this thing for some hedge fund deal.
Very generic.
Oh yeah, and he's like, I spent 30 minutes there
for $400,000.
$400,000, 30 minutes, and I was laughing, and I was like, why are you working at this thing? Because
I can't tell you.
I just thought it was BS. And he's like,
was the guy a super nerd though?
No, huge. And we were huge Star Trek nerds, so that's how we got along. And I was like, why don't you just do that full time? He's like, oh, it's not consistent enough. And I'm like,
I don't know, man. How much money you need?
Yeah, and I asked that. He's like, well, I have like 4 kids, and
$300,000 every few years, pretty good.
Yeah, it's like a little bonus.
I could make that work.
A little bonus.
Yeah, and just work part time
in
between.
Realistically, half of it's his because you have to do taxes and everything.
Oh, sure.
Because he's a contract worker, 1099. So
I imagine. Okay, so he's taking the cash. I'd again like to think that I would not. Sorry. But I think I would. But I do think it's funny how a lot of these comics, or some of the comics that did not take the cash, are getting all sanctimonious and issuing statements, like, I refuse to go over there. And I feel like the audience of one, I think we need to start releasing statements. Seems like every platform of some sort has an official stance on something.
Well, I guess what's strange about it is, especially that occupation of comedy, you don't really stand for things.
Generally not, no.
Generally, and I can understand if your comedy was directed at making fun of those kind of things,
right?
And then it's like hypocritical almost. But then it's like, you're in comedy, man. Like you get paid no matter what, and talk to nobody. Like you still get paid, and that's happened before. Like the first show's really sold out, and the next show's not. So I don't really. I do like the idea of being sanctimonious about stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. I said I think we need to do it too.
I really want to do it too.
We'll get some music to play in the background, and we'll record this here at the audience of one show. We condemn the behavior of the patrons at the recent Ryder Cup.
We'll do that Ted Cruz slip he did. He's like, he wants to protect pedophiles. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I'm sorry.
He was doing something where they were doing a hearing, and he was going on this rant, and I think he just kind of
misspoke. I'm sure, yeah.
But I go, you'd be so funny if you just owned that, and then you just kept going.
That's your platform?
That's your platform. We got to
and then we release a statement that says, we at the audience of one do not condone pedophilic behavior.
No, we
do not believe it reflects the core values of Texans. I feel like everybody's got some kind of statement. We need to do it, man.
That'd be so funny.
But maybe that's what makes us different. We stay away from things like that. We're above the
who
fray.
Who cares what we think of that crap?
This is true. I don't care what you think about it. That's for darn sure.
Yeah, because like the other day, this girl I'm seeing, she asked about the government shutdown because she didn't really understand what it was because she's not from here. And I go, man, I don't.
She's from over yonder.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there going, and she's like, this isn't a trick question. I'm not trying to get political. And I'm like, I don't really know either. I don't really care. And
you're like, my lights came on this morning. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we're not going to get into government shutdown talk. But let's issue a statement. We here at the audience of one do not agree with recent governmental shutdowns.
With the government shutdown stuff that happens every so often,
we are going to talk about
what happens. You are working for the government and you're not working, you're not getting paid. Is that? I was like, in my mind, I go, that's similar to working like in the oil field. Because all my oil field friends, they like get fired every 4 years and then they don't work for a year.
Boom and bust
and then they get hired again.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. You're not losing your job. You're just getting essentially furloughed during that period.
Yeah.
Essential services are still going to be up and running, but a lot of aspects of the government
that's what I was just like. That's what I was thinking. I was like, what other jobs are like that where it's like, oh, hey, this has nothing to do with you, but we're going to pause your working for a little bit. And you're not going to get paid. What other jobs are like that besides like the police, where you get busted for, blackmailing somebody, and then you get kicked out for a little bit?
I don't know off the top of my head, Dick. I don't know of another job like that. Typically, when you get fired from any job, you're not getting paid, regardless if it's the oil field.
They're not getting fired. They're just they're getting like, hey, we're going to put a pause.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just going to hang
and
out.
I don't know.
And not get
someone
paid.
who works for the government will have to correct me. They might get back pay.
Well, I imagine they did.
Right? So they just get retroactively paid.
So you think there's some government workers right now who've been around for a good time? So
they're not mad at this. Let's put it that way.
Well, that's what I was curious. It's like, because you imagine the break room and it's like a week before the shutdown. And that old timer Gus is over there. He's probably been through 9 shutdowns.
Right.
And he's like, boys, I've been preparing this every year. You always got to pocket a little bit of money every year and go on vacation, baby. And it's like
well, I do think that government shutdowns are kind of more of a modern construct. I don't think it happened all that often until like the last 10 or 15 years.
No, it's been
memory serves
I
correct.
remember when Clinton was in, and that was
dude,
a
you're
big deal.
old AF.
Well, yeah, but that means there's got to be
not have relations with that.
But there's got to be a guy that's like, this is just the norm. I'm going to go on vacation. This is my time to.
And then they sign some 11th hour bill, and you're out there with a Mai Tai in Tahiti somewhere. And they're like, yep, got to come back to work 8 a.m. tomorrow, else you're fired.
You just don't tell anyone you left. And you're like,
if you don't show up to work the next day, though, they know you're not there.
Yeah, and you say, I had a family emergency.
There you go.
Sorry.
You're working all the angles.
Yeah,
man.
you got to. I love it.
Good grief.
But did you have a good weekend and everything?
I don't know, man, I guess. Let me think. Sure. I don't even remember what I did.
Great.
It's been like 5 days ago. I don't know, man.
That's.
But it is now. Okay, we're issuing statements. The show's all about statements. We here at the audience of One Show feel that it is now appropriate for you to put out Halloween decorations, as it is now the month of October. Continue.
Oh, that's right. You're a big Halloween guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all got to be big into something. Although it is October 3rd as this show is released, and I don't have any decorations up as of yet.
Okay, I don't believe you, but
I have not a single one, sir.
Okay,
I'm getting the shakes. All right, buddy, let's go ahead and kick off this show, because just like every week, it's a doozy, man. And we had a streak of 5 episodes in a row of the show music working.
It hates it, dude.
It just does not like that file. Again, drop it in as you see fit, because that's actually kind of funny, too. A Massachusetts woman became an unexpected getaway driver after a man she met on a dating app robbed a bank on their first date.
Was it kind of like, hey, I'll be right back kind of thing?
Kinda, yes. This is a really interesting story, man. But Christopher Castillo and the unnamed woman, would-be Robin Hood, pled guilty this week to armed robbery and 3 counts of assault and battery on a police officer, all committed on their first date. Now, this says back in December of 2016, which seems like a long, long time ago. But this is really weird. It said it all started, the woman told police, when she picked up Castillo from his parents' home. All right, first red flag. and then drove 30 minutes east out of town. Second red flag. She said that he drank wine in the passenger seat of her Nissan Maxima.
That's great. I already love this date.
Which is also a crime, by the way, but he wasn't charged for that one. The two had never met before in person before that fateful day, she told police. So why would she think anything was wrong, except for when he told her to pull over as they approached a bank? He got out of the car and left her there alone for a few minutes. This is getting weird. Then suddenly he came back sweating with sunglasses, a hat, a handgun, and $1,000 in cash. He said, "Effing go."
No, this is the new.
She panicked, but she did, of course, because she's scared.
This is the new Tinder thing where you get the guys coming over to build your furniture,
right?
And
yes,
the guys are now like, "Hey, you're gonna be my getaway."
This is the flip side of that. Yeah, the women are inviting men over to build their IKEA furniture, and men are like, I need a ride out of town to rob a bank. Dude, how terrifying for this woman, though.
Yeah.
This is her very first date with this guy, and he robs a bank. And now it sounds like she's in some trouble, too. She hasn't been named in this story, but she pled guilty. I guess she technically is, but oh, man.
Imagine trying to explain that to the officer.
Yeah, and I'd be really scared, if you're running away from the police and they have guns drawn or whatever, and you finally pull over, you immediately throw your hands in and go, "I don't know this guy. I don't know this guy." And they're like, "Uh-huh. Yeah, right, lady." That's what they all say.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah. And of course he got into an altercation with police as well, which only escalated further his charges. Dick, I don't know if you heard about this story. This is really, really interesting and kind of funny. A high school teacher in Texas, as a matter of fact, is under fire for telling her students that she fed one of her classroom snakes an ailing kitten before school early in September. Have you heard about this story?
Oh.
It's making the rounds, man.
So she just grabbed a kitten and go like, "Oh, we're out of mice."
No, it says this woman oversees an advanced animal science class at Alvord High School, which is about an hour outside of Dallas. And she told her class willingly, I guess these are high schoolers, so they're teenagers, that the snake had eaten the sickly kitten alive.
Yeah, snakes do that.
And apparently, so I guess she had actually several ailing kittens. It doesn't say where she got them. She probably picked them up or someone donated them to her to see if she could rehabilitate them. She decided these cats are past the point of no return. I might as well let the cat return to the earth in a natural way. Fed it to the snake. Of course, the story kind of got sideways because people were thinking that she fed the cat in front of the students, which is not necessarily the case. She did it before school, but stories went out viral on the internet that this woman dangled a kitten.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. This is only a story because it's a kitten, right? If this is a rat or something that people don't care about, this isn't a story. But the fact is, it was a kitten.
Yeah, I like it. I saw a kitten get eaten the other day.
Do tell.
I was hanging out with my brother.
Good God.
And he lives on 28 acres, and I was helping him out. And I found all these kittens underneath one of the trailers. And I was like, "Oh, this is cute." Like the barn cat had kittens.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Yeah, isn't that cool? We're going to have more barn cats." I was like, "Yeah, it's cool." And next thing, we're over by the roping arena, and I see one of his dogs throwing something up in the air.
Snake.
And I'm going like, "Oh, he must have caught a snake or caught like a mole, or, these dogs are Catahoula's. They're cow dogs." And next thing I know, it's a kitten. And he ate a kitten. And I was like, "Hey, I think your dog just ate one of the kittens." He's like, "Oh, crap." It's the funniest thing. I was like, I guess
it is nature just naturing, right?
ate that cat.
But the other cats were given to one of the students to take home, and he said that within days, the other cats died. So these cats were on their last way out. And to be honest with you, it was probably less painful to be constricted or whatever by this snake rather than dying a slow death at some student's house over the next 3 days.
I don't know why you have to tell people that, though.
Yeah, the teacher really didn't need to say anything unless the kittens were in the classroom and there were 4 of them and looked over and there's just 3. And someone was like, "Hey, what happened to Fluffy?" Well, Fluffy went the way of the constrictor.
All right. I'll approve of it.
I don't know. I think I would be traumatized If that did happen in front of me as a child, although teenager, you've seen it all now. But I mean, they got to eat something. I don't think they need to allow snakes in schools anyways as pets, regardless of.
Snakes are cool, dude.
Yeah, but if it gets out, I don't know.
If it gets out, do you think they're like escape artists?
Snakes get out all the time. All the time.
Okay. Maybe
One got out and ate that kitten on your brother's property.
that wasn't a snake.
You mean it wasn't a pet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a dog eating a kitten.
Staying in high school, the residents of Perrysburg, Ohio, to his school pals and the guardians who welcomed him in, Anthony Emmanuel Labrador Sierra.
That's a great name.
Anthony
I sent you this article.
Emmanuel Labrador Sierra. Labrador-Sierra, by the
This
way.
is a great story.
To the residents of Perryville, Ohio, he was just a 16-year-old human trafficking victim. It's a sad story. You know what? We here at the Audience of One condemn human trafficking. There's our statement. There was just one problem. He was really 24 years old and had a baby with his ex-fiancée in the next town over of Toledo. His scheme worked for over a year, with authorities failing for a birth certificate he produced, shaving 6 years off of his age. This is nuts, dude. This is a 24-year-old living the dream, going back to high school. The weird thing is, when I first read this, I thought he was a married guy with a child. No, this was just a baby mama. And it turns out she was the one that caught on to his scheme and realized he was going to high school at the town over. And they still don't really know, quote unquote, why. Although I think we all know why. Richard, you're staring at me as if you don't know why.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. He wanted to play high school sports. The problem is he didn't even make the varsity team. He made the JV soccer team.
Yeah, no, this whole thing is so funny to me.
He didn't make. I love how they have to call that out
Well,
in the story.
'cause
Bro's
she-
24 and couldn't even make varsity.
Because if you think about it, think about this woman who has this baby with this guy, and she's like, "Hey, you're always gone. What's going on with you? You're never around."
Mm-hmm.
And then she calls the foster home.
She calls the parents who were in their 60s, Kathy and Brad Mefford, whom are completely unaware that this kid is 24 years old. They thought they were doing a good deed. They had 4 children of their own, and they were taking in essentially a homeless refugee child, right? A human trafficked child. Au contraire.
Yeah, isn't that a wild story?
It is wild. I feel sorry. And so the fiancé, ex-fiancé, said, I didn't know if he was lying about how old he was or about how young he was. She was then scared that maybe she really did end up hooking up with a 16-year-old. Like, she was scared. Like, why is this guy in high school? And no, as it turns out, he was 24 years old. And they still, as I said, do not know why he was doing it. But my astute reporting here at the Audience of One tells me I know exactly why he was doing it, Dick. And there's a picture of him in here, a couple of pictures of him sort of made to look really, he does appear to be probably 16 years old. Kind of looks like a young Steph Curry in a way. Some of the pictures show him with his fiancée, I guess, before he was pretending to be a high school student. And he looks age appropriate there, but from his high school, probably ID picture, they're in the cafeteria or in, I don't know, what is it, homeroom. He definitely looks like a kid, man.
Well, my 2 favorite things about this is he's an illegal immigrant, so that's probably why he went back to school so he could take on this other life and then get his citizenship. And then on top of that, he had a bunch of tattoos. So can you imagine being a 16-year-old and you're like, "Hey, this new guy's playing soccer with us.
He sucks, but yeah, he's a nice kid."
He's got his tattoos.
And I guess they could say, well, he was trafficked. They made him get those tattoos. And then it just adds to the sob story of it all. Meanwhile, he's
not paying child support.
got 3 girlfriends.
Yeah, it's a great story.
Yeah. I know you're very disappointed that you didn't think of that. Now, there is an age, a breaking point at which you cannot pull this off. At 24, he is kind of pushing the limits of how old you can be and still do this.
Yeah, but if you add that sob story to it, people are kind of
Oh, it aged him. Look at it. He's 16, but gosh, his background just aged him so much.
In the article, they talked to a bunch of the parents that they're like, yeah, he came over for dinner all the time because the soccer team would always,
right.
They had this story about this guy who's been trafficked, and so we're trying to help him. And I'm sitting
there. This guy was playing it, man. Playing it.
He's our onesie of the week for sure.
Ooh, in the running. I don't know. We've got a good onesie of the week candidate, but we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
I'll make a note of it. Okay.
Okay.
And I do think also there's a point at which you get too old. You can't really play the sports very well. Now, he's in that area where he's supposed to dominate soccer. But if you get to be 30, 35, you can't do high school sports anymore, man. It just don't work. Hong Kong, Dick. Hong Kong. This is a hilarious audience of one story. A U.S. film distributor has criticized a Chinese studio for reportedly using artificial intelligence to make a gay couple straight when distributing the body horror film Together in the country of China. That's right. There was a gay couple in this movie, and the Chinese government said, not in our country. And they used AI to make it a straight couple in this film.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
this is insane, man.
No, I'm not surprised by that.
I mean, I guess so. And I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. I mean, think about all the things we can do with AI now, especially if you can go back and start editing movies. Brad Pitt wouldn't get hit by that bus, and meet Joe Black.
We need that, actually. That's like the best scene in the movie.
Yeah, it actually is. Leonardo would have enough room on that piece of floating wood. He'd jump up there with Kate Winslet. I mean, you could change all kinds of things in movies. But this is funny, and there's a picture of the gay couple. I don't know what they're doing in this picture. It does appear that they might be at an actual wedding, and they have superimposed AI'd a woman in there to take the place of the man. It's a male gay couple, Dick.
And what I'm curious is that when you make a movie, because this is a big budget movie, right?
I guess.
It has famous actors and stuff in it, and then the studio's upset about it. I'm like, how did you not know they were going to do that? Like, when you try to distribute in China, they have their own.
Yeah, they edit.
They have their own thing. They have their own final say.
Yeah, and I know there's music artists that will go overseas and not be able to use certain lyrics, and they have to, as we talked about last week, self-edit their lyrics because it's not approved in that
comedy
country.
festival. They got to self-edit.
I guess that's going to be interesting because I haven't heard yet what's off limits. Well, apparently being gay in China is, at least in a movie.
Yeah, I like it.
It wasn't across the board though. They said some of the franchises just put a superimposed picture of a woman over the top, and then some of them actually went through the trouble of using AI. Those are the higher budget, I guess, studios.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just like a little flat paper cutout?
I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
I guess not. All right, man. Last story here before the break. Residents in the town of San Rafael have reported a series of attacks from a vicious brown squirrel that has sent at least 2 people to the emergency room, man, according to the local Humane Society. I can't imagine a squirrel doing that much damage, but apparently they can. There have been attacks reported from a wild squirrel in the area that may be the result of public feeding. That's right. This is what happens when you start feeding wild animals and then they don't get their little ciabatta bread or their Cheez-Its that they get all the time, and they wake up and choose violence, which is exactly what's going to happen to these ducks in the woodlands that I talk about. There's signs everywhere, don't feed the ducks. And these ducks are just getting more and more brazen. They're going to look down one of these days and see these talons up on their hands and be like, well, I can use these for evil.
I pulled up the
I need Cheetos.
The picture of the flyer. And
the picture of the flyer. Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
And
warning residents about the squirrel.
Yeah, and I can't imagine going outside, walking your dog, and you're like, wait, there's a attacking squirrel? I would think this is a joke.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess he's hungry, and he's thinking, hey, I'm just going to force these people into giving me some yummies, some fruit snacks.
Because I think if a squirrel attacked my dog, I would be like, what is happening right now?
When wildlife is fed by humans, they can lose their natural fear and act more emboldened. This is why we remind people that feeding wildlife can have negative consequences for both the people and the animals. But again, I don't think I want to show up at anywhere, really, but a hospital all bloodied and bruised and be like, what happened? An effing squirrel got me, man. Like, that's the worst. That is insult to injury, just like getting arrested, but getting arrested in a capybara outfit or any sort of costume for that matter. It just makes things worse.
I love it.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Love it.
All right, man, it's a pretty good time to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Hershey's chocolate surviving a very scary lawsuit. Right here on the Audience of One Show, everybody. Stick around.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gull Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket.
And we're back here on the Audience of One Show, Lone Star Community Radio, irlonestar.com/AOO. The second part has begun.
Sound like a threat. It has begun now.
It has begun. Order 66.
That was a good break, yo.
Yo. All right, let's jump right back into it.
Okay. Go ahead. I'll let you jump.
Okay, I'll do the next article.
No. So the other day, I was visiting my parents in the hill country, and I don't know. I was going to ask you this question, but I have a feeling the answer is going to be yes, because it's you. I mean, hell, you just saw a cat murdered last week. So have you ever seen dung beetles before? I've always heard this term dung beetle, but I didn't think they were a real thing till I saw them in action. It's
I've seen them.
hilarious.
And they roll around dung.
They literally will push, and in this case, it was deer poop, which are already little balls as it is, and you know all about little balls. They will push this poop to wherever, I don't know, and it's hilarious to watch. And so I got down and started watching them do this because I had never seen it. I just looked down, I'm like, why is there a ball of poop rolling across the concrete? And they will push it with their front, I guess, arms, if they have arms, for a little while. They'll stop, turn around, and then go in reverse and push it with their back legs, basically walking backwards, still pushing the poop. And then they'll stop, crawl on top of the poop ball, and look around, because the thing's twice their size. They can't see where they're going. They'll stop, catch their breath, look around, crawl back down, and then start pushing the poop again. It was hilarious. I got minutes of entertainment out of it. Are you showing a video now?
Oh, yeah,
yes,
of course.
So there he is. So this one, he's backwards in this method.
He's an expert. He's an expert dung beetle.
Yeah, this would be Romanian style, I think, is what it is when you go backwards like that. And I guess I don't know where they're pushing the poo too, as my mom says, anywhere up into the garage. Who knows where?
Look at Hercules over here.
It's this video's graphic, man. But I guess they eat off of it, which is fine. I understand bugs eating off of excrement of other animals, but I just don't understand the pushing it. Where are they going with it?
Now it's cats. Oh, here we go. We got to watch it. Yeah, that's great.
It is kind of great, man. And I wonder if this video will show them crawl on top of it to get a better view of where they're going. Hey, wait. One guy's freeloading. You got one guy pushing and the other one is just riding alongside. He's literally just riding and getting tossed around in circles while the other one pushes.
What's interesting,
maybe he's just resting.
They eat this.
Oh yeah, I understand.
So they're pushing on your snack.
Yeah, actually it's pretty efficient if you think about it. Maybe we should just start just pushing around, I don't know, granola bars. I guess it wouldn't be much different. Oh, this way they're trapping him here with some shade. So he's following the sunlight, but if you suddenly put something over him, he stops and tries to go towards the sun. Maybe these little guys are smarter than we give them credit for.
Yeah, now they're fighting over the dung.
Believe me, there's plenty more where it came from. Just
Did
wait
you
a
go
little
over
bit.
help him out? Did you add to his pile?
Yeah, right. Here you go, buddy. Here's one for you.
Oh,
Try to
wow.
push this one around.
Oh man, that'd be
It's a
great.
nice soft serve for you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Just doing my part, man.
Dick, we talk on this show a lot about alarms. So that really tickled me.
You like-
Smoke alarms and how you would love to play practical jokes, and you've even recorded the sound on a birthday card, the chirping of a smoke alarm or whatever.
yeah, that's good.
I was thinking about this the other day as I had the chirp of the alarm go off. Have you ever thought about the fact that we buy alarm systems, whether it be, whether it's smoke detectors or just alarm systems for
Yeah.
your house, we do it to protect ourselves. Yet when the alarm goes off, we're not glad that it went off. Oh, thank you, alarm, for potentially alerting me to danger
Yeah.
in some dangerous situation. Your first emotion is to just get annoyed as hell. And we do this to ourselves. And in most cases, you can't have a house that won't pass inspection without one of those things. But I can't tell you there's a single time that alarm went off and I went, oh, sure glad this thing is here. We had a time period where our house alarm was going off in the middle of the night. Nothing's scarier than that, man, because you don't know if it's an intruder or if it's actually just a false alarm. Always a false alarm. As it turns out, we had
The dung beetle got in.
it stinking dung beetle pushed a big old roll
Yeah.
of dirt right
Yeah.
over the top of it. It was like some sort of Wi-Fi connection that was being lost. We didn't have it backed up at the time to a hardline wire or something like that. So it was losing anytime the internet would drop, it would come back on and just send it off. Really scary stuff. But anyways, never a good situation. You've ever had that happen where your house alarm will just go off in the middle of the night? And I know you sleep in the nude, so that's probably your first defense. You wake up and you're like, ah!
No.
Sword fight.
What's really funny is even when my house caught on fire as a young kid, I don't even remember the smoke alarms going
Here
off.
comes the story. My point exactly.
Maybe they were though. Well, I mean, like, because our house got struck by lightning, so that's why we were up, because it's
Mm-hmm.
like a train hit your house.
Mm-hmm.
I never told you that story.
Not on air, I don't believe.
Yeah, like I was living with my 5 brothers and sisters. I was probably in 2nd grade at the time. And all of a sudden we all woke up because we heard a loud boom. And we all meet and we're like, oh, you're up. Oh, you're up? You heard that too? Yeah, you're up. And then like my parents got up and it was pouring rain. And all of a sudden we meet downstairs and everyone's like, that was really weird, right? You heard that. Like everyone heard it, right? And then when the lightning flashed outside, you see the backyard covered in bricks.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh, that's weird. And so my dad immediately is like, Ben, go check upstairs at the attic, the 3rd floor. Because we had like a little mini 3rd floor.
Yes. The
And-
Schistlers have a 3rd floor, everybody. You know, a lot of people don't even have 2. Look
yeah,
at you.
that's your choice, you
Just
know?
3.
Scrubs. And I remember he goes up there and starts yelling, fire, fire. And then you look up at the ceiling and there's just smoke. Like it's just a ceiling of smoke. And you're like, oh, that's pretty crazy.
Good grief. Did you ever miss a family trip because your mom put you up in the 3rd story and they all ended up going to the airport without you?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay, just wondering.
No.
Just wondering.
But yeah, that was really cool seeing that kind of fire. And then my favorite thing was I got to hang outside and just watch the house burn. And I was just like, this is kind of surreal, right? Like,
And a part of you felt alive.
well, yeah, because I was like, who did it? Which one of you guys?
God did, sir.
Apparently. But
Getting you back for something.
and then
Or for future acts that you
and, like,
hadn't,
all our neighbors
crimes
came
you hadn't
out.
committed yet.
All our neighbors came out. It was pouring rain. Everyone's like, you guys okay? And we're like, yeah, our house is just on fire.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So in cases like that, were you in a place where you had like city fire, or was it like volunteer fire because you're out in the country?
I don't know. I was too young, but it was cool to watch the firefighters do their thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really cool. I got a front row seat of them putting out a fire, and
Because if
no one cared. Like I was just sitting there watching. I was like, and it's pouring rain, and I didn't have an umbrella. I was just like,
they didn't have time to jack with you, man.
yeah. And they were like, is everyone out the house?
Because if you're in a place that uses like the volunteer fire department, you can't get really mad at them if they don't show up there very quickly, or if they don't do a very
Yeah.
good job. They're volunteers. So I was just wondering if that
It was
happened to
cool.
you.
That was a cool moment.
Cool story, bro.
And then yeah, fires are cool.
They really are.
And then not when they strike your house.
No,
And
did
then-
you lose some belongings?
I know the only thing I remember of value being lost was my mother's record collection because she had like hundreds and hundreds of records growing
Oh
up.
no, not Neil Diamond.
So yeah, and I remember that.
Ambrosia.
And then like everything smelled like smoke in the house for I don't know half a year.
Oh yeah, you can't get that stuff out of
Yeah,
there.
and it was funny. It was.
You need to call one of them smoke removal places.
I wasn't in charge, but there's my fire story.
Dick, are you familiar with the city of Garland? Garland,
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah.
That's up there in North Texas. Well, it is tipping its hat to history, literally. The city will unveil its newest landmark, a massive 20-foot long cowboy hat sculpture in the heart of downtown Garland. And the public is invited to attend this ceremony. Unfortunately, it already happened because it was on Saturday, September 27th. And they have fittingly named the hat the Big Hat. Oh, come on, man.
All right, so
Come on, people. Can't we
this-
come up with a better name than the Big Hat?
this reminds me of you remember a while back we talked about
The pecan.
Seguin,
Yes.
and it actually was on a show I was listening to, and they were like he couldn't believe that they had a giant pecan, and I'm like,
I saw it too. I think it was an HGTV show,
but
I
I'm sitting
think.
there, and I'm like, why is that not surprising? It's known for pecans.
It's also Seguin.
well, which
Shout
But
out to our
again-
Seguin listeners.
But again, it's like, oh, it's concrete pecan. It's like a giant pecan. I'm like, yeah, they probably like pecans there, so they made a big one. I don't understand why that's so surprising to people. Big hat, go for it,
yeah,
dude.
I just figure they could have put it out to the public to name. Of course, it probably would have come back
The
like
big hat.
Hattie McHatterstein or something like that because the public can never be trusted. But I don't know. It's Texas. Call it Sombrero Grande or something. That at least rolls off the tongue a little better. But apparently this celebrates Garland's official title as the Cowboy Hat Capital of Texas.
Oh, way to go, guys.
I love these self-proclaimed titles that cities give themselves. You know, that's I guess Seguin obviously would be the pecan capital of Texas, and
Well,
now
they
we have the cowboy
they
hat.
have the #1 barbecue joint in Texas,
In where?
in Seguin.
Oh, do they? Are
Yeah.
they the bar? I think every town claims they're the barbecue capital of Texas.
No, they don't.
I think that's
I just
I
know
think
they
that's
got
Lockhart.
they're
Actually.
#1 on the Texas Monthly list this year.
What's Conroe? And if it doesn't have, if it's not the king of something, it needs to be the bolo tie capital of Texas. That's right. I don't know. Come up with something.
Well, I know the Montgomery, I think, is the birthplace of the Texas flag.
Okay.
Conroe.
I'm not going to argue that fact because I
really-
can't back it up.
No, that's why we have all the flags. The flag.
That's-
We have a flag park.
You know, like Betsy Ross and all that stuff. Yes, I've seen the flag park.
That's why, because this
Huh.
is the birthplace of Texas.
We said flag, just so everyone knows.
But I don't know what Conroe is known for. I have no. It's a unique name, that's for sure.
Well, Amy Rosenthal, the cultural arts director, said, "We have a hat that even Big Tex would approve of, and I have a problem with Big Tex, too, because he looks like something straight out of my nightmares. Why can't we make Big Tex look better? He burned down, for crying out loud. Speaking of fires, you remember that?
Oh,
Big
yeah.
Tex caught on fire like a decade ago. And that was their chance to rebuild it in any which way they wanted, but instead they went back and made him look like he did before, which was not good.
Okay.
He's got like an arm that's going sideways, all jacked up. Just looks like something straight out of your nightmares.
Looks like third graders made it.
Kind of does. And I've always been, and I think we had the same conversation about the pecan. How do you know how large to make it? Right? Because there's no competition. So it's not like you have to make it a certain size to win. Now, basically, they've set the market now. Now there is something to aim for. So what happens if Magnolia, Texas, makes a hat slightly bigger and says, Garland, we're now
It
the
puts a
cowboy
feather
hat."
in it.
Oh, yes, just to stick it up for
Yeah.
yeah. Who's to say they can't? I love this small town rivalry stuff.
I like it.
Anyways. A federal lawsuit.
I did find it funny. I remember I was talking to the folks in the Woodlands,
Air the Woodlands.
and they were celebrating their 50th anniversary. And one of the big days,
Yes.
so they did like 10 days of celebrating whatever. And one of the days was a tree ceremony because it's the Woodlands, right?
Go figure.
And I'm sitting there talking to the guy who's in charge of it, and I go, well, "What's so big? Like, is this one of like the oldest trees here, or is this like the biggest tree here?" He's like, "Actually, this tree isn't from here. We shipped it."
Well, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I was like, "Well,
Now it would have made sense if you shipped it here
is
50
that why?
years ago.
Is that why you call yourself the Woodlands? Because you paid all this money to plant trees?"
What was his answer?
He's like, "Oh, it's just something they wanted to do, so I'm doing it." It was cool. It was a giant tree. They I don't know. I mean, like it's one of those 18-wheeler trees. So they had to like.
I wonder where it's planted at now.
It's in The Woodlands.
I know. I mean, where in the Woodlands? Obviously.
Who cares?
Dick.
That place sucks.
It really does. A federal lawsuit accusing Hershey of deceiving consumers with its Halloween-themed Reese's candy has officially been dismissed. Wasn't aware that there was a federal lawsuit against Hershey, but apparently there was. The class action complaint filed in 2024 sought at least $5 million in damages. Why? It claimed that products such as Reese's Peanut Butter Pumpkins and Ghosts were marketed with misleading imagery. The lady, her last name is Kelly, alleged that the packaging showcased cool carved designs like jack-o'-lanterns,
I believe this.
faces on pumpkins, eyes and mouths on ghosts, but the candies inside were just plain and unadorned. They weren't spooky at all, Dick. Oh my God. But this, alas, has been dismissed, which I think it needs to be. This is crap. What are her losses? But on the other hand, I kind of can't blame her.
Yeah.
Swing at the fences, man. Why not?
Well, it was interesting to me that there is a business to have a class action lawsuit about this. Like, are you really that upset that the pumpkin doesn't look like the
Right,
picture?
exactly. That's what I'm saying. What are your losses? And she's claiming $5 million. But I do feel, why not? Because I swear there have been lawsuits filed against, like, say, fast food restaurants that falsely advertise the shape of their sandwich that's just perfect. And when you open it, it looks like, I don't know,
Like someone sat on
like
it?
someone sat on it.
Yeah.
Like you got struck by a bolt of lightning.
I
I
get it.
feel like they
but-
won, or have at least in some cases have won. But not this time, man. Not this time. Hershey's. I mean,
well, I imagine there's a scenario where it's so drastically different from the advertised product that like any normal person would look at that and not recognize it as a Reese's Pieces or something like that. But I mean, which this lady's talking about, there's not really a good picture. Is on the front of the cover is a jack-o'-lantern that looks like you can see the filling
Correct.
from the inside, and because it has a smile in the eyes. But then when you look at the candy, it's just one solid piece of Reese's Pieces.
It is a bit misleading, I have to admit. But apparently they had a disclaimer on the wrappers that described the designs as, quote, decorating suggestions.
Well, because the one it's sitting on doesn't have it.
Ah, see, they're out. This is why it was probably
So-
dismissed.
Oh,
If it
yeah.
did say something in the fine print, so to speak. And you're right, the one with the face does look like he's doing a suplex on the one below him.
But I mean, I think do you think it would taste better with the face?
Everything tastes better that has a face.
Because I'd be sitting there as a lawyer for Reese's. I'm like, what are you complaining about? You're getting more chocolate.
And on top of it,
You know?
kids don't care, man. It's chocolate. Chocolate's
Yeah.
good no matter what.
I guess.
Face or no face. That might be one of the foods that doesn't taste better with a face, but most foods do. People included.
I don't know.
Well, she didn't get her.
You
She
ever-
didn't get
you
it.
ever-
It seems like a first world problem. That's what I'm getting at. Why can't we just complain about there not being any needles in our candy? Let's go back to the good old days.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like when you gave me that dick pen. And I
Yes,
remember-
let's talk about
and
that.
I remember
And it was not a pin; it was a laser
pen,
light.
but it said
pen.
like 7 and 1 dicks.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it had 7 because they counted just the normal laser as one.
Well, that was clearly not a dick.
Yeah, and I was like, that's a little false advertising.
Kind of was.
Kind of.
Class action lawsuit. And how fitting that a man named Dick would sue said company, Dick Lasers,
That would be funny.
for not enough dicks.
Yeah, that's a true story. I remember when you gave it to me, I was like, hey, where's the 7th? Like, I'm only counting.
So disappointed. I was promised 7 dicks.
Yeah, it's really great. And but
Take your laser back.
I still got it.
Throw it
man.
at me.
I
Yeah,
got
where is it right now? On your
Right
nightstand?
Now, no, right now it's on my desk. But when I go on trips, I grab it and put it in the car.
So glad that you're getting enjoyment. out
Oh,
of
dude,
this.
this is it's the greatest thing. And I've used it a couple times.
Yeah, right. In a pinch, in a situation, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's my laser light? Quick! It's like your bat signal.
Well,
You
like
can just shine it into a room before your
we were
entrance.
hanging
I'm on
out.
my way in, everyone.
we were hanging out, we were building a campfire one
So to
time,
speak.
and everyone parked their cars around the fire. And so what I did is I turned it on and I propped it against a rock. So it was just like, so if you looked at the car, you
We're
see
talking about the laser.
the
right?
laser.
Okay.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
So if you just walk by the car, you'd see the laser, and you're like, "Why is there a giant penis on this car?" And so I set it up, and I didn't tell anybody, and I walked off and started doing the fire. One guy's like, "Hey, Thomas, look at your truck." And they look over there, and it's like this giant, like it covered all. 2 doors. And it was great. It was a great. That was a. He's like, "What is that?"
I'm glad you're getting some enjoyment out of it. Speaking of enjoyment, this year Reese's is rolling out some new Halloween candy themes. Peanuts, the Great Pumpkin from Charlie Brown. Now, I wonder if they're going to be able to get away with the outside of the packaging looking just like Charlie Brown, but in the inside, it just, I don't know. Time will tell. Although they're probably already in stores.
Yeah.
Dick, are you familiar with what a go bag is?
Oh, yeah. God. I don't have one, though. But I know
I was
what it
just
is.
about to ask you, why are you familiar with what a go bag is?
Well, because there's always scenarios where you need to go. And it has like all the essentials in it. There's different types of it.
This is correct. This is essentially a bag that you have already packed, maybe at the door or near the door, that if you need to leave in case of an emergency, you have all of your essentials in a moment's notice.
This guy had a go bag when he go on dates and like hook up with girls. So he's like,
have we talked about this? Maybe. Anyways, continue.
But yeah,
getting deja vu. He had a go bag for dates.
Yeah. So if it, he was at the house and didn't want to, he got to go.
Like this guy's getting dates suddenly.
No, they get invited back to their house.
Oh, that kind of go bag.
Yeah. That's if he needed to get out of there. And
that's so you don't go inside bag.
Well, his reasoning was that he always ended up leaving clothing, like leaving without pants. So
it happens, man. It happens.
Extra pants in his bag. I liked it. I was like, okay. And then it got progressively better because it had like liquid IV in it and all that kind of stuff. Because it's like, oh man, like usually when you're leaving, you're trying to get out of there, you got to get a snack.
What would be in your go bag? I'm thinking for you it'd be like some lube, rope, and some Jameson.
And a dick pen.
No. Well, the lube is so you can get out of a tight situation, right? If you got to be able to maneuver quickly, right? The rope is if you need to
typically a go bag
climb out of some hole.
It has to be like a survival bag.
I mean, it sounds like I'm describing things that need survival, sir.
Yeah, I would get one of those filter water deals, so you drink water out of the straw.
Okay.
Get one of those.
Boring.
But I don't know.
And lube.
And an extra pair of socks. You always need an extra pair of socks.
Some Jameson.
Yeah. And you need your alternative passport. You know, your fake passport, just in case.
Just in case. Well, apparently some of these go bag experts have said while there are some that you can purchase online, like Amazon, it's better to make.
Oh, look, they have the straw.
It's better to make your own.
They got the straw.
The straw. What do you mean?
The water straw. You ever seen those water straws?
No, what the heck you're talking about?
You don't know? You've never seen one of these water straws?
No, bring it onto the other screen there, because I don't know what you're talking about. Earthquakes, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, tsunamis, and other worst-case scenarios might not seem like they could happen to you, but they could. And this is why experts recommend that you have a go bag. But again, make it yourself, because it's variable as to where you live, and typically these ones that you buy are for the general public.
You never seen these?
No, I don't know what I'm looking at there. It looks like something that you might... Ew! Is this so you could suck up water from a puddle?
Yeah, and it filters it.
Oh, it filters it.
Yeah.
But what if I want it unfiltered, like my Camels?
Yeah, or like a dung beetle.
Just right from the source, man.
Yeah, dude. You never seen these?
No.
Yeah.
It still looks gross. All right, man, let's keep moving. We got a lot to cover here and not a lot of time to do it. A new statue of the late great singer Tina Turner has been branded, quote, so disrespectful after it was unveiled in the music icon's hometown. The 10-foot-high bronze statue. That's great. Yeah, the bronze statue depicting the Queen of Rock and Roll with a microphone and her signature mini skirt and heels was unveiled Saturday in the rural town of Brownsville, Tennessee, which I guess is where she was born. Yeah, that'd be hometown, right? But most people who saw it did not think it was very good, with one person on social media commenting that it looked like Ronald McDonald. And I have to admit, it does a little bit look like Ronald McDonald. I swear we do this every single time. Anytime there's one of these statues unveiled, they never quite look right. And I don't get it. It's the year 2025. Why can't we just have AI or hell, even 3D print these things and have them look exactly right? But instead we throw it out to some guy who, by the way, the artist is taking a huge risk putting his name on this thing, because most people aren't going to like him. Why can't we just get this crap figured out, Dick? Although it is quite funny to see some of these, and this one is one of those.
I just looked up terrible statues of people, and they're pretty entertaining. Like the Ronaldo one's pretty good.
Are you showing this?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
The Lucille Ball is pretty good.
Lucille Ball looks like she just lost a bar fight or had some lip injection, some lip filler. Yeah, what is that? Dean, wait, go back up. That was, looked like he was melting, whoever that was.
This one, the Kate Moss, where she's like in a weird yoga pose, the legs behind her, dude.
Oh, that looks
That's great.
Looks like she's about to grab a go bag.
Yeah, these are great. I don't see any. A lot of these are fine.
Uh-huh. Well, they definitely are fodder for this show. Another one joked that the sculpture looked more like Timu Turner.
Yeah.
Which I've often said that this Audience of One show is the Timu radio's version. Timu radio version.
I love it.
Yeah. Anyways, or if Timu had a radio show. Last story here. The police say they have arrested a man in connection with a number of graffiti incidences in which the words "Penis Man" was spray painted. He's back. Didn't we do this story not that long ago? And it was in Arizona. Well, this is Tempe, Arizona. Penis Man is back, and the suspect has been identified as 36-year-old Tanner Ballingy. And I want you to show the picture, not the video, it's the second picture of Tanner, because he has a look of a man who just spray painted the word penis on a public building. Look at that smile on his face.
I like it. Way to go, Tanner.
Now, this would be an interesting way to get arrested. And if you're in the cell and the guy looks over at you and says, "What'd you get busted for?" You whip out that smile of yours and just say, "I'm Penis Man." You're not going to be anyone's bitch, that's for sure. You're going to own that joint, especially with a name like Penis Man.
I love it. I love it.
Many of the incidences were not captured on surveillance video, read a portion of the statement, which, it's kind of hard to believe in this day and age where there's cameras just about everywhere. Graffiti is not a harmless act. It costs property owners money, hurts local businesses, and affects the look and feel of our neighborhood. So that's why we here at the Audience of One do not condone graffiti or the spray painting of Penis Man or penis or any genitals for that matter, as it does not reflect the core values of Montgomery County or IRLoneStar.com.
Yeah, 100%.
Just had to add that in. How are we doing on time, buddy? I don't think I wrote it down. I don't even know where we're at. We're ready for the quick? Are you sure? It feels like we're a little shy here.
We're good.
Okay. All right. We do have a couple in the running for onesie of the week. We've got Penis Man.
No,
we've got the Student. We've got Dung Beetles. I kind of like the Dung Beetles.
I like the Student. I think that's a wild story.
And by the way, well, I'll wait till the end to say this, but Dick, do you know who Susan Walsh is?
No.
She is an American writer and freelance journalist who disappeared outside her home in Nutley, New Jersey on July 16th, 1996. Her disappearance was widely publicized into the late 1990s, especially after several newspapers and media outlets published articles implying that it was potentially linked to the Russian mafia or New York City's underground vampire community. Both subjects that she had investigated while writing for The Village Voice, which I guess is a magazine or a publication that she used to work for. Whoa, Walsh's case has been identified and profiled on multiple television programs, including Unsolved Mysteries in 1997 and the show Disappeared in 2012. She was the subject of a 1998 book entitled Piercing the Darkness, Undercover with Vampires in America Today. Well, this lady, never to be seen again. She was only 36 years old when she disappeared. Dick, do you think it was the Russian mafia or underground vampires that got her? Because those are your only two choices. Your only two logical choices.
You forget. This is what I love about people adding at the very end. It's like Walsh suffered from bipolar disorder. And at the time of her disappearance, she was taking medication.
Uh-huh. So are you victim blaming here?
I mean, that's what this article or this Wikipedia thing.
So you're saying that her condition contributed to her disappearance and not the fact that underground vampires, clearly abducted her.
She struggled with substance abuse and alcoholism.
Who doesn't?
And of course, while she was attending school to pay for her tuition, she was an erotic dancer and stripper.
Hey, man, any port in a hole. Or any port in a hole. Any storm in a port. Any storm in a port.
But
any port in a storm. God, I can't even say it right.
I'm just saying, she's...
You have to edit that out. Edit that out.
I'm not editing that out.
Any port in a storm.
But, yeah.
What did I say? Any port in a hole?
Yeah, I like it. I'm just saying,
Good God.
giving the audience of
Have another
the
drink, Andrew.
onesies a full picture. She's a stripper.
She gave a lot of people the full picture.
Yeah, she's a stripper, and she even wrote a book about it. So good for her.
Well, good for her. Yeah, kind of sad.
Why are we interested in this one? Just because she's been missing for like 30 years?
So I will have you know that we had not one, not two, but 3 listener-submitted stories this week, and this was one of them. And I
Really?
thought, perfect for an quick hit at the end of the show.
Okay. I was trying to figure out, because, I mean, maybe the Unsolved Mystery episode's really good.
So you can't tell me these suck, right? Then you're
Well,
just
the vamp-
basically pointing
well-
to our dear onesie listener.
Because, I mean, the stripper angle of it, you never know with that kind of seedy background who she's dealing with. But she wasn't a stripper when she became a writer, because she graduated and didn't do that
She
anymore.
moved on.
But then the vampire thing throws a wrench in it, because,
It sure does. That's
The-
where I'm going.
I mean, it's kind of hard to defend yourself as a vampire. Because you're like, you need human blood, dude. Like,
You know, it is so hard to defend yourself when you're a vampire.
well, I'm saying,
I
if
hadn't
you're-
thought about that.
if you're
Also, words I didn't think I was going to hear today.
well, if you're looking for a missing person and you're like, oh, she hung out with a bunch of vampires, you know
Mhm.
what they do.
It just seems too obvious, huh? That's what you're saying.
Well, I mean, it's like they know they need blood.
Mm-hmm. That's why I think sometimes I think the most obvious answer is the right one.
Oh, she's bipolar and she just went crazy and disappeared.
No, maybe. Wouldn't you be a little bipolar if you thought the Russian mafia was after you?
What's what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true. Maybe it was a
Exactly.
combo deal. Maybe they worked together.
True.
Maybe it was the vampires and the Russian mob.
Well, I'm throwing
That's
a wrench.
sad. I hope they find her.
I'm throwing a wrench in. Yeah, I do too. 40 years later or 30 years later, I'm going to throw a wrench in our whole onesie of the week.
Maybe she's a high school student
Right.
somewhere and pretending
She's on the JV soccer team somewhere.
I can't get over that story.
I'm going to throw a wrench in our audience of one onesie of the week conversation, and I'm
Okay.
going Timu Turner. I'm going for the statue.
That's so stupid. I'd at least go for the dung beetle.
That's dumb, dude.
But that kid who
Or dumb.
or that man who pretended to be a kid while having a baby mama, and then being a legal immigrant on top of it, and then you're dealing with the foster parents.
And potential pedophile.
Uh,
That's right, I said it.
I mean, that's
Not my onesie of the week. That's yours. Everyone, non-self-editing dick.
Well, see what I love about that story is like what you said was the baby mama even freaked out because she's like, I don't know it's true anymore.
Yeah,
Is he 16?
right.
Oh man, that's so funny. And you know, one of those foster parent kids, because you said that the family actually had 4 children of their own. You know, one of them was like, oh, I wonder if he'll buy us beer.
Ooh, yeah, once they found out.
Yeah,
Dang it, you've been holding out on this
Like,
this
what
whole
the heck,
time.
dude.
What'd you do Friday night? I got drunk.
You know how weird that would be though, like you being one of the soccer players, growing up. You know, like say you're 30, like you hear a wild story. I had this guy come to our school pretending to be a kid, and like I hung out with him for like a year.
No, what would be even weirder is if you're 30 and you're talking to your other soccer buddies at 30, and you're like, hey, when I was in high school a few years ago, that would be weird.
That's an option for everyone.
I suppose you're right.
That's an option now.
Awesome, buddy. Well, that's all the time I have for this weekend.
Well,
or
it's
this
good
week.
to see you. I can't
I'm
wait to
done.
be here next Monday or Friday. Sorry, Friday at 10 a.m. But yeah, peace out.
Peace out, everybody. Thank you, onesies. Like, share, subscribe, follow, tell a friend. As I always say, make it awkward. Until next week, guys. Bye-bye.